Welcome to our channel Valuable Coins All World. In this video, I gave you information about United States of America Washington quarter dollar, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please see this full video. Thanks. Top 1. We're going to focus on a particular year in the history of the Washington quarter, 1981. The 1981 Washington quarter dollar, which was part of the regular series of quarters minted by the United States, may not seem extraordinary at first glance, but there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and it has since become one of the most beloved coins in American currency. With its simple yet dignified design featuring a profile of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, the coin has remained largely unchanged over the decades. However, each year, subtle differences in design and minting can give certain quarters a higher value than others. And while many Washington quarters are still circulating today at face value, a 1981 Washington quarter can be worth far more than just 25 cents if you know what to look for. The first thing to note is that, like many coins produced in the early 1980s, the 1981 Washington quarter was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. The United States Mint had begun producing quarters using this blend in 1965, replacing the original 90% silver quarters. But while the composition remained the same, the value of a 1981 Washington quarter could still increase significantly depending on certain factors. One of the key elements that affect the value of any coin is its condition. The 1981 Washington quarter, like any other coin, can range in value depending on how well it has been preserved. A well-worn quarter, perhaps from everyday circulation, may only be worth its face value. However, if the coin has been well maintained and its design is still sharp and clear, it can fetch a higher price on the market. Collectors are always looking for coins in mint or near mint condition, as they are the most sought after in the coin collecting world. In addition to the coin's condition, certain minting errors can greatly increase the value of a Washington quarter. While most 1981 quarters were produced without any notable mistakes, a few rare coins were struck with errors during the minting process. These errors could include double strikes, off-center strikes, or other misalignments that make the coin stand out from the standard issue. Minting errors are especially valuable to collectors because they are unique and extremely rare, making them highly sought after in the market. Even small flaws, such as a misaligned die or a minor strike-through, can make a coin more desirable and lead to a higher price. Another factor that can affect the worth of a 1981 Washington quarter is its rarity. In terms of mintage, the 1981 quarter was not particularly rare, with over 750 million of them produced in that year. However, there are instances where the rarity of certain coins comes into play. For example, specific quarters produced in limited numbers, or those that have been hoarded and kept in excellent condition, can become rarer as time passes. When fewer coins are available for sale, the value tends to rise, and demand from collectors only increases. Now, you may be wondering, how much is a 1981 Washington quarter really worth? Most 1981 quarters are still valued at face value, meaning they are worth just 25 cents. However, in the world of rare coins, things can be much more exciting. A 1981 Washington quarter with a rare minting error or one in pristine condition can be sold for significantly more. Some examples of 1981 quarters with notable flaws or pristine qualities have been sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But the real surprise comes when you discover just how much a rare 1981 Washington quarter can truly fetch on the open market. In fact, one of these quarters, with the right combination of rarity and condition, has been sold for as much as $78,000. That's right, a single Washington quarter from 1981 could bring in a staggering amount of money, making it one of the most valuable quarters in recent history. For those of you who have a collection of coins, or perhaps have a 1981 Washington quarter sitting in your change jar, it might be worth checking it over carefully. A coin that may seem ordinary to the untrained could turn out to be a hidden gem, ready to be discovered. If you think you've found something special, it could be worth having it professionally graded and appraised to determine its true value. In conclusion, the 1981 Washington quarter may not have been a year that immediately stands out in American coinage history, but it certainly has its place in the world of rare coin collecting. With its potential for minting errors, rarity, and excellent condition, the 1981 quarter offers collectors a unique opportunity to own a piece of American currency history that's worth far more than just 25 cents. So, next time you come across a Washington quarter from 1981, take a closer look. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1983 Washington quarter. When you think of quarters, you probably envision the familiar image of George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back. However, there's so much more to this coin than meets the eye, especially if you're a numismatist or a passionate coin collector. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, has been an enduring symbol of American coinage. It was designed by John Flanagan, and its image of George Washington was meant to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth. Ever since, this quarter has become one of the most popular and widely circulated coins in the United States. But today, we're going to focus on the 1983 Washington quarter, a coin that might seem ordinary to most people, but holds great potential for collectors and investors. Like many other coins produced during the 1980s, the 1983 Washington quarter was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was the same alloy used in the quarters since 1965, following the shift from silver to base metals. However, what makes the 1983 Washington quarter special lies not in its composition, but rather in the subtle variations and minting errors that could make it worth far more than its face value. You see, most 1983 Washington quarters in circulation are worth exactly 25 cents, nothing more, nothing less. But, as with any coin series, some are rarer or in better condition than others. Collectors are always on the lookout for high-quality examples of coins, especially those in mint state or with unusual characteristics. In fact, the value of a coin is often determined by its rarity, condition, and any special traits it might possess. And when it comes to the 1983 Washington quarter, there are a few things you should watch out for. One of the key elements that can affect the value of a coin is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, and these mistakes can create one-of-a-kind coins that collectors find highly desirable. For the 1983 Washington quarter, there are a few types of minting errors that could make the coin much more valuable. The most common errors include double strikes, where the design is stamped onto the coin more than once, and off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned and doesn't land correctly on the coin. These errors are rare, but when they do occur, they make the coin unique and sought after. Imagine finding a 1983 Washington quarter with a double strike error. Such a coin could be worth a small fortune. Collectors love these kinds of mistakes because they're completely different from the standard quarters you'd find in everyday circulation. The rarity of these coins drives up demand, and that can translate into a higher price at auction or from a private collector. Another factor that influences the value of the 1983 Washington quarter is its condition. As you probably know, a coin's condition plays a major role in determining how much it's worth. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin tends to be. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. If you happen to find a 1983 Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than the typical coins you find in your change jar. For example, even a coin with no errors but in mint state condition could be highly prized. A Washington quarter in mint state, with sharp details and no signs of wear, is far more valuable than a quarter that's been circulating for years and shows signs of heavy use. The more pristine the coin, the higher the demand from collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how much could one of these special 1983 Washington quarters actually be worth? Well, while most 1983 quarters in average condition are worth exactly 25 cents, those with minting errors or in excellent condition can fetch much higher prices. It's not uncommon to see 1983 quarters with slight errors or in uncirculated condition sell for hundreds of dollars. But, in some rare cases, the value can reach astonishing figures. In fact, one of the most extraordinary 1983 Washington quarters, due to its rarity and unique characteristics, has sold for as much as $73,000. That's right, $73,000. A coin that most people would overlook as just a regular quarter has the potential to turn into a small fortune under the right circumstances. This kind of value is a testament to the incredible world of coin collecting, where even the smallest details can make a massive difference in how much a coin is worth. So, If you have any 1983 Washington quarters lying around, it's worth taking the time to inspect them carefully. A simple penny saved might just lead you to discover a treasure that could change your financial future. In conclusion, the 1983 Washington quarter is far more than just a piece of currency. It's a coin that holds the potential to be a rare collector's item, with the right combination of condition, rarity, and minting errors making it valuable. Whether you're an avid coin collector or someone who's simply interested in learning more about U.S. currency, the 1983 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a small, seemingly ordinary coin can turn into a hidden gem worth far more than its face value. So, the next time you come across a 1983 quarter, take a moment to examine it closely. You never know, you could be holding on to a coin worth thousands of dollars. Top 3. We're focusing on a particular year that might seem ordinary to most, 1990. The Washington quarter dollar from 1990, while appearing to be just another year in the long history of U.S. quarters, hides some fascinating secrets that could make it worth far more than just 25 cents. As with most coins, the 1990 Washington quarter is made of the same copper-nickel clad composition that was introduced in 1965. This change from 90% silver to a copper-nickel alloy was meant to reduce production costs, and it's been the standard for most U.S. quarters since. However, when it comes to determining the value of a coin, it's often not about the metal composition, but rather the condition, rarity, and any unique characteristics a coin might possess. The 1990 Washington quarter, in its standard form, is worth exactly $0.25. But like many coins, especially when you dive into the world of numismatics, there are certain variations and rare qualities that can make a 1990 quarter worth a lot more than just face value. Let's take a closer look at what makes this particular coin stand out. The first thing to note is that most of the 1990 Washington quarters were minted in large quantities and circulated widely. In fact, more than 600 million 1990 quarters were struck, making them relatively common in everyday transactions. However, that doesn't mean that all of them are created equal. A coin's value can significantly increase depending on its condition. Most of the 1990 quarters that you come across will be worn down from years of circulation, meaning they've lost a bit of their original detail. Coins that have been heavily used will not fetch a high price in the market. But if you happen to have a 1990 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than you think. A coin in mint condition, one that has never been used and still has sharp, detailed designs, will be far more valuable to collectors. These coins are often referred to as MS 65 or higher, with MS standing for mint state, indicating that the coin was struck perfectly without any signs of wear. The better the condition, the more demand there is for it among collectors, which drives up its value. What really sets certain 1990 Washington quarters apart, though, are the rare minting errors that can occur during production. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the manufacturing process, leading to a coin that has flaws or unusual characteristics. These types of coins are highly prized by collectors because of their rarity and the unique nature of the mistake. Some of the most common errors on coins include double strikes, where the design is stamped onto the coin more than once, and off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned on the coin. These mistakes create coins that stand out from the standard, mass-produced versions, making them especially valuable. The 1990 Washington quarter is no stranger to these kinds of errors. While most 1990 quarters are produced without any major flaws, a few have slipped through the cracks with noticeable minting errors. For example, a 1990 quarter with a double strike or a misaligned die could be worth significantly more than a typical quarter in circulation. These kinds of rare coins are often sought after by serious collectors, and when one of these rare quarters is up for sale, the price can climb to extraordinary levels. But how much could a 1990 Washington quarter really be worth? While most of the coins from this year are worth their face value, those with significant errors or in mint condition can fetch impressive sums. Even a quarter with a minor error or a slightly above average grade can sell for hundreds of dollars. But the real prize for collectors comes when a 1990 quarter is found in near-perfect condition or with a rare error. In fact, one 1990 Washington quarter, with a unique characteristic and perfect grading, was recently sold for as much as $60,000. Yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single coin that started out as just a simple quarter. This goes to show that even the most seemingly ordinary coins, like the 1990 Washington quarter, can hold incredible value when the right conditions align. Whether it's the quality of the coin, a rare minting error, or the scarcity of high-grade examples, the 1990 quarter proves that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. So, what does this mean for you if you have a collection of coins, or maybe just a jar of loose change from the 1990s? It might be time to go through them carefully. While most of the 1990 Washington quarters in circulation today are probably worth nothing more than a quarter, there's always the chance that you might have a rare one among your collection. If you find a 1990 quarter in excellent condition or with a minting error, you could have a small fortune on your hands. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter serves as a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the most common coins can be hiding something special. With the right condition, rare minting errors, and a bit of luck, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance can turn out to be an extraordinary treasure. So next time you come across a 1990 Washington quarter, take a closer look. You just might be holding on to something worth far more than just 25 cents. Top 4. When it comes to coin collecting, many people think that the most valuable coins are the old ones, from centuries ago, or the rare ones that were never supposed to be minted. But sometimes, hidden gems lie in the most unsuspecting years. Take the 1994 Washington quarter, for example. A coin that most people might overlook as just another quarter in their change jar, but in the world of numismatics, it can be worth far more than its face value. The Washington quarter has been an iconic symbol of American coinage since it was first minted in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. For decades, the design has remained largely the same, with George Washington's portrait on the front and a majestic eagle on the reverse. In 1994, as with most quarters at the time, the composition was made of copper-nickel clad. Nothing special, right? Well, that's where the story gets interesting. If you walk into any store today and pay with a handful of change, you'll probably encounter some 1994 Washington quarters. Most people wouldn't think twice about them. After all, they're just quarters. But what if I told you that a small percentage of these very quarters could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? It's true. The value of coins is determined by several factors, including their condition, rarity, and sometimes even the mistakes made during their production. Let's explore what makes the 1994 Washington quarter more than just a piece of loose change. The first thing to note is that while most of the 1994 quarters are fairly common, there's a significant factor that could make one particularly valuable: its condition. When coins are struck, their design is pressed into the metal using a die. Over time, coins that have been in circulation tend to show signs of wear. The details of the coin, such as the design and inscriptions, can become worn down or damaged. The more a coin has been used, the less it is worth. This is where collectors come in. They aren't just interested in any coin. They want coins in the best possible condition. If you're lucky enough to find a 1994 Washington quarter that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you might have a valuable piece on your hands. Coins that have never been used and have sharp, clear designs are much more sought after by collectors. These coins are often graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a grade of 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. So, if you've come across a 1994 quarter that looks fresh out of the mint, it's time to hold on to it and get it professionally graded. But condition alone is not always what determines the value of a coin. Minting errors play a huge role in how much a coin can be worth. Minting errors happen when there's a mistake during the production process, and these rare flaws make coins unique. With the 1994 Washington quarter, there have been some coins with interesting minting errors. One of the most common errors found on quarters are double strikes, where the design of the coin is stamped onto the metal more than once. Another type of error that collectors look for is the misaligned die, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin isn't aligned properly, causing the design to appear off-center. These kinds of errors are extremely rare and can drastically increase the value of a coin. A 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error like a double strike or a misaligned die can be worth far more than its face value of 25 cents. The rarity of these errors, combined with the demand from collectors, makes these coins highly desirable. So, if you're lucky enough to spot a 1994 quarter with a visible error, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. because you may have something special on your hands. It's not just the errors and condition that can make a 1994 Washington quarter valuable. The scarcity of certain coins can also play a big role in determining their worth. Even though millions of 1994 quarters were produced, the number of high-quality coins, or coins with significant errors, is much smaller. This means that as time goes on, these rare pieces become harder to find, which naturally drives up their value. You might be wondering, just how much could a 1994 Washington quarter be worth? After all, it's just a coin that's about 30 years old, right? Well, you'd be surprised. While most 1994 quarters in circulation are worth their face value, the rare ones with errors, those in perfect condition, or those that have been hoarded and kept in excellent shape can fetch impressive prices. Some of these coins have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, but in rare cases, they've been sold for even more. In fact, a 1994 Washington quarter with a rare error and exceptional condition has been known to be sold for as much as $58,000. That's right, $58,000 for a single quarter. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change or flipping through your coin collection, don't just dismiss those 1994 Washington quarters. They may look like nothing special, but with the right combination of condition, rarity, and minting error, you could have a coin worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 1994 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can turn into a treasure. With the right condition, rare minting errors, and the scarcity of certain high-quality coins, a 1994 Washington quarter can become an incredibly valuable collector's item. So, if you find one in your collection or in your change jar, take the time to inspect it carefully. It might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Keep an eye out, because you could be sitting on a hidden gem worth tens of thousands of dollars. Top 5. We're going to focus on a specific year that holds quite a bit of potential for collectors, the 1996 Washington quarter. When you think about the 1996 Washington quarter, it may seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin from the 1990s, but in the world of coin collecting, things are rarely as simple as they appear. Most of the 1996 quarters are made of the same copper-nickel clad composition used in all quarters since 1965. So, what makes the 1996 version special? Well, the value of any coin, whether it's a quarter, a dime, or a penny, is determined by several factors including its rarity, condition, and any special minting errors. And while many people pass by their 1996 Washington quarters without a second thought, there's a chance you might have a coin that's worth much more than its face value. One of the key aspects that drives the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that have been circulated through the economy for years will typically show signs of wear and tear. The details in the design may become worn down, and the surface might have scratches or discoloration from contact with other coins and surfaces. However, coins that are well preserved and in mint condition are far more desirable. Collectors want coins that have been kept in excellent condition. Sharp details, no signs of wear, and minimal contact with other coins. If you have a 1996 Washington quarter that has never been circulated, or if it's been carefully preserved in a collection, it's likely to be worth more than just a quarter. High-quality examples, those that are graded at Mint State 65, MS 65, or higher, are especially sought after. These coins are typically valued based on their exceptional quality and the rarity of finding them in such pristine condition. If you're lucky enough to have a 1996 Washington quarter in such a condition, you could see its value skyrocket far beyond the 25-cent mark. But it's not just about condition. Minting errors can make a huge difference when it comes to determining a coin's value. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and they can result in coins with strange or unique features that are different from what was originally intended. Some common minting errors that collectors look for include double strikes, where the design is stamped onto the coin twice, or misaligned dies, where the design isn't aligned correctly with the coin. These types of errors can create a coin that's unlike any other in circulation, and that's what makes them so valuable to collectors. With the 1996 Washington quarter, there are certain errors that could make the coin worth much more than its face value. Double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks are all minting errors that have been known to occur. For example, imagine finding a 1996 Washington quarter with a double strike error. This could mean the coin was struck twice by the die, causing the design to appear blurry or misaligned. This type of mistake makes the coin extremely rare, and collectors are always on the lookout for errors like this. Similarly, a 1996 quarter that has an off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned on the coin, could easily attract the attention of a serious collector. But even without minting errors, some 1996 Washington quarters can be valuable simply because they are rare and high grades. For instance, quarters that have been graded as MS 67 or higher are exceptionally rare and can command premium prices. These coins are in nearly perfect condition, with little to no signs of wear or damage. Because most coins in circulation show some degree of use, finding a coin in such pristine quality is not an easy feat. So, when a collector stumbles upon a 1996 quarter that is graded as MS 67, it can quickly become a prized possession. So, how much could a 1996 Washington quarter be worth? Well, most of the quarters from this year are worth just the usual 25 cents. But for those that are in exceptional condition, or that feature unique minting errors, the value can rise significantly. In some cases, these quarters have sold for hundreds of dollars or more. In rare instances, where a coin has the perfect combination of quality and rarity, a 1996 Washington quarter could sell for as much as $55,000. Yes, $55,000 for a coin that originally started its life as a simple 25-cent piece. This just goes to show how the world of coin collecting works. It's all about finding that hidden treasure in the most unlikely of places. So, the next time you come across a 1996 Washington quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for any signs of wear, check the alignment, and see if you can spot any minting errors. If you're lucky, you could be holding on to a coin worth thousands of dollars. In conclusion, the 1996 Washington quarter might seem like just another coin from the late 20th century, but for collectors, it represents something much more. Whether it's a coin in perfect condition or one with a rare minting error, there's always the possibility that a seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth far more than its face value. So, keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when you might stumble upon a coin worth $55,000.